What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Mario coming to you with another video here to talk about my most anticipated films of 2022. Now, I have yet to make a 2021 top 10 list, but it's on the way. But yeah, in this video, I'm just going to be talking about my most anticipated films of 2022 this year. So for number 10, I'm really looking forward to seeing Creed 3. It's going to be Michael B. Jordan's first go around as a director, and the addition of Jonathan Majors. I think he's playing someone's son. I can't remember, but I just know he's gonna be the one that Michael B. Jordan goes up against. And obviously, this franchise has been nothing but amazing. I think my favorite one so far is Creed 1. Creed 2. Creed 2 was good, but I mean, Creed 1 just felt like it was just a smooth sailing story, where Creed 2 kind of had like, I guess not choppy in a way, but I guess that's how I'm gonna go with right now, choppy. But I mean, it still felt like it still felt really good. I love obviously them bringing back Drago and the son, and that still got me going. The whole training montage, always my favorites for every Rocky movie. But Creed 2 definitely had a good training montage, and absolutely still love that film. So number 9, it has actually been growing on me, but Ambulance, directed by Michael Bay, starring, I believe his name is Yaya, but I mean, I could be wrong. But he's the main star from Candyman. He also played Black Manta from Aquaman, and also Jake Gyllenhaal. The trailers that I keep seeing at the movie theaters are actually pretty good. It's Michael Bay, so there's gonna be a bunch of explosions, and it'll probably be a bunch of nonsense too. But like I said, the trailers have actually got me interested, and it seems like a lot of fun. So Ambulance is number 9. Number 8 is Sonic 2. Now, I remember when the trailer came out for the second one, me and my oldest, we watched it, and he instantly loved it, and especially because they're adding Knuckles. And so, yeah, my 8-year-old, he loves Sonic. He loved the first one, and we just can't wait to see some Sonic. And also, his favorite character is actually Tails. And so I remember the post-credit scene in Sonic 1, my son got all hyped because it was Tails. And so, yeah, so this movie, Tails will be in the movie, and also, Knuckles will be added, which will be, I believe he'll be a bad guy, just like in the video games, he's a bad guy for like a quick minute, and then he'll be good. So, yeah, and obviously Jim Carrey's back as Dr. Eggman, and he came back from wherever he was, the land of the mushrooms or something like that. But yeah, Sonic 2 just seems like a lot of fun, and that we can't wait for it. My number 7 will be Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, I feel like this movie has still been kept under wraps. Like, I really don't know much about. There hasn't been any teaser trailers for it. But Thor 3 was amazing. The director Taika Waititi did an amazing job. He kind of brought life and energy back into the Thor franchise, which desperately needed it. And so Thor: Love and Thunder, is bringing back Jane, and she's gonna be the Lady Thor. I'm not too sold on it, just because Jane kind of wasn't really a favorite character of mine. Darcy, I would have preferred they brought back Darcy, but I mean, Jane coming back to be the Lady Thor, that's fine with me. It's in the comics, so yeah. I mean, I want to see what's that about. And obviously they're bringing back the Dark Knight. Christian Bale will be in this movie as Gore, I believe. Gore, the butcher, the something butcher. I'm sorry, I try to get the hang of all these comic characters, but I just don't know them all yet. So I can't wait to see his portrayal of this bad guy will be, and I'm sure he's gonna knock it out of the park. But I can't wait for Thor: Love and Thunder. So my number 6 is Mission Impossible 7. Now, I have not seen, I believe, 1 through 5. No, we're on 7. I haven't seen 1 through 4, but 5 and 6, when I watched them, have been amazing. Like, I'm sure I have to do a whole binge watch of all the Mission Impossible movies, because I have heard like it just gets better and better. But when I started watching from 5 to 6, it's just amazing. You know, the story is great, the acting is great, and Tom Cruise, man, Tom Cruise being this whole action hero, like it's just crazy. It's really cool that all the stunts he does, and like I said, the stories have felt really powerful. It doesn't feel choppy at all. It's just one cohesive story, and I really dig it. And since, like I said, they every movie tops the previous one, I can't wait to see what they do with number 7. For number 5 is actually the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I can't wait for what they show in this movie. Obviously, it's in the name, Multiverse of Madness. I can't wait to see them explore the multiverse and also have, all these cameos. Obviously, Doctor Strange gonna have to deal with the ramifications from No Way Home. Well, I believe he will, and it's just gonna open up the door of all these possibilities. There's a bunch of leaks and rumors that people from like the Fox universe will be returning, like Professor X, possibly Wolverine, um, and Fantastic Four. Well, I'm not sure if all the Fantastic Four, but actually it would be cool just because Captain America, Chris Evans played Johnny Storm, so it'd be pretty cool to see him come back as a variant of Johnny Storm, and I believe I heard like the rumors were that Invisible Woman and Reed Richards will actually be in this movie because they're gonna bring the Illuminati, and so yeah, not just that. I also heard like Spider Man, Toby Spider Man will be back, and it would make sense because Sam Raimi is actually directing it, and obviously he directed all the Toby Spider Man films. So yeah, I mean, and Wanda's gonna be in here, which also the rumors are that she will be the bad guy, which is gonna be badass because I mean, if you guys didn't see WandaVision, at the end she turned into the Scarlet Witch, and at the post credit scene she was reading that book. I forgot the name of the book. Sorry, I'm a nerd, so I'm a disgrace to my own race, my nerds. But she was reading that book that that basically has all the dark magic, and like Agatha said, she could basically be more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme. So yeah, I'm really curious to see all that whole movie, and how and if there will be like any ramifications going forward. And so number 4 is Nope. Nope is directed by Jordan Peele. Oh man, I love Jordan Peele. I love me Jordan Peele. And, especially from the Key and Peele show. Dude's just funny. He's an amazing writer, and so when he directed Get Out, and I watched it in theaters, that I felt something. It's crazy how moving that was for me, because Get Out and Us, they're both horror movies, but he adds like a real life element to it, and it's just both of those movies were amazing. So Nope is gonna be starring Daniel. I forgot his last name, but it's the main character from Get Out, and also Kiki Palmer. And so I don't know the premise yet. I don't think there's been much information released, but I mean it's a Jordan Peele movie. I'm gonna be there opening day. So Nope, it is my number 4. Number 3 is Avatar 2. Well, Avatar. I'm not sure, and I forgot when the first Avatar movie came out, but obviously I believe right now it's the number 1 grossing movie in the world, or not in the world, but all time. At one point, Avengers Endgame took over, but then Avatar got re-released. I believe I can't remember if it was here or like overseas, but it got re-released and it reclaimed the throne. So it's been, I believe it's been a decade in the making. Avatar with James Cameron, and he's filming Avatar. I think 2, 3, and 4 back to back, or 2 and 3 back to back. But it's been a long time. I really enjoyed Avatar 1. Um, I remember I recently rewatched it when I visited the Avatar land at Disney Orlando. So it's still kind of fresh in my mind, and yeah, that whole movie was just beautiful, a really good story, and obviously the CGI at that time was jaw-breaking, and so the technology has evolved since then. So I mean, I have no doubt it's gonna look just as beautiful, or probably even more better, more perfected as it was back at Avatar 1. So Avatar 2 comes in my number 3. And my number 2 is Jurassic World Dominion. Now, I'm a big Jurassic World fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big like Jurassic Park franchise fan, because I know those movies mean like a lot to a lot of people. But me personally, um, I love Jurassic Park, and I would watch it from time to time. Jurassic Park 2, it's okay, and then Jurassic Park 3 is like a guilty pleasure of mine. So I don't rewatch them like all the time or often, but Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time. And so when they came back with Jurassic World, the first one, I remember it made a lot of money. It made a lot of money, and I believe because of the nostalgia. And I think prior to that, Jurassic Park 3 was released maybe more than a decade before Jurassic World came out. So I mean, we were long overdue for another Jurassic Park, entry. And so yeah, they came out with Jurassic World, and I absolutely love the first one. Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom, I absolutely loved as well. It was so cool how they kind of blew up the island, and so then they had to be auctioned off, and both dinosaurs from both movies were actually pretty dope. The Indominus Rex and the Indoraptor, like yeah, those two dinosaurs were amazing creations, and so I'm curious to see as what they do in Dominion. I wonder if there'll be another dinosaur made, only because in the last one, all the dinosaurs got released in the world. So at this point, I don't know if there'll be like bad guys and behind the scenes making another dinosaur. To me, it kind of feels like they're just gonna try to capture these dinosaurs, but obviously I could be wrong. Um, but like the little snippets that we've seen that was released for, I believe, Fast 9, um, there was like a 10 minute. I'll just say by close to 10 minutes, but what they showed, what they showed, that clip they showed was pretty badass. I think it was just mainly set in the prehistoric era, but I mean the CG looked awesome. So Jurassic World Dominion is my number 2, and my number 1. I mean, if you know me, is not really big brainer, but Spider-Man Across the Universe. I don't think. Well, it would have been in my top 10, but I don't think it would have been number 1 if it wasn't for the teaser trailer that they dropped at one of the cons. Um, that trailer was amazing. I watched it with my 8-year-old, and we both were like, whoa, we were all into it. You know, Miles Morales is such an amazing character. Prior to Into the Spider-Verse, I didn't really care for Miles. I was actually, when he first appeared, I remember I actually wanted Sony to make a Spider-Man 2099 movie, or have like a TV show of him. I wanted him to be introduced to the larger like the movie theaters or TV. I wanted him to be introduced to us. And so when they came out with Miles Morales, I watched that first movie, I instantly fell in love with the character. And so that movie was amazing. Obviously, it won the Academy Award for Best Nominated Movie. It was just so funny. The characters were all likable. The story was great. There was also drama in it. The animation obviously was beautiful. You know, it looked out. It looked like it was straight from a comic book. Like everything just worked. It was basically perfect. And so I'm curious to see as what they do in this film. In this film, they in the post credit scene for Into the Spider Verse, everyone saw 2099 Spider-Man 2099. He came out. So yeah, in this movie he's gonna be here, and I'm curious to see what they do, and I'm also curious to see what other Spider-Man they come across, because obviously across the Spider-Verse. And I remember there was also like a teaser trailer that kind of showed the all the Spider-Man's logos that will be appearing in the film. So I'm curious to see as what part they all play in this film. But I mean, I'm just ready for another Miles Morales Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie. Now that is my number one. I'm gonna list my honorable mentions. I have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever as an honorable mention. Obviously the loss of Chadwick Boseman kind of hurts the film a little bit, because he was our king, and he made that character of T'Challa and the Black Panther, and so yeah, I'm curious to see as the direction they go with. I wonder if there will be another Black Panther at the end of the movie. We shall see. But that gets my honorable mention. Another one is the Adam Project. Now I just literally kind of like found out about it. It was like a couple days ago where Ryan Reynolds posted a couple stills from the movie, and he just talked about it. And it's a pretty interesting premise. It's like a time traveling movie, but basically anything Ryan Reynolds is in, I'm instantly hooked. Especially when he's not doing his Ryan Reynolds stick. So I'm curious as to see how this movie is. I mean, the stills look amazing. Check him out on his Instagram if you haven't checked it out. Check them out, or his Facebook, I believe. But the Adam Project is another honorable mention. My third honorable mention is Morbius. It was supposed to come out in January, but they moved it back to, I believe, March. I could be wrong, but that is a movie that I wasn't really looking forward to. I was still gonna watch it because he is a Spider-Man villain, but once they released the first trailer and then the second one, oh man, I was deeply interested. All the special effects look amazing. His powers look really cool, really interesting, and yeah, the trailers have just, they did their job. They got me interested in the movie, and so I hope it really is a good movie. Jared Leto, obviously an Academy Award winner. Tyrese, I've always loved Tyrese, and so like I said, I knew of him. Morbius from the '90s cartoons, because that's how I got familiar with all the Spider-Man characters. Were from the '90s cartoon. So I knew of him, and I'm curious to see this iteration on the big screen, and especially for the fact that they have Michael Caine returning as the Vulture, which is kind of weird because he's from the MCU, from Marvel. So I'm curious as to how that happened. There's also some shots in the trailer too where they show a picture or a mural of Spider-Man, and it says murderer, but the picture is of the Sam Raimi Toby Spider-Man. And then in a shot too, they have Oscorp Tower in the background, and it's actually Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man Oscorp Tower. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm curious to see what's the actual story, so we don't have to keep guessing. And yeah, I'm curious to see if like this movie is gonna deal with the Spider-Man No Way Home. and eventually bring one of those Spider-Man into that universe, because obviously Jared Leto had mentioned Venom at the end of the last trailer, and so it's a Venom universe, but there is a Spider-Man in there. I'm just curious to see which one is it. So Morbius makes my third honorable mention. Um, the Batman will be my number four. Um, Trailers have looked amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired that they keep making a Batman movie all the time. I wish DC was more like Marvel, and how they had one universe. But I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with this. It's good for fans. They get to have different stories of these characters, just like in the comics. There's a bunch of stories of all these characters in the comics, and so the Batman. I'm curious. We have Matt Reeves directing. He's a really amazing director, and has Robert Pattinson as Batman. Twilight, but the trailers have looked pretty badass. This Batman looks ruthless, so I'm curious to see this different take on the Batman. And my number five will be The Bad Guys. The Bad Guys is an animated film. I knew nothing of it up until they dropped the first trailer, and so when they dropped that first trailer, I watched it first, and I was like, I kind of like it, especially it got down with the Billie Eilish "Bad Guys" song, and so it fit well with the trailer, and the trailer was charming. It stars Sam Rockwell as the, I believe he's a wolf, right? I can't remember. For some reason, I'm thinking of a dog, but I believe he's a wolf as the wolf, the main character. What I got from that trailer was that they're all bad, and he wants to start being good. He wants to start being good, so there will be drama with his crew because they're meant to be bad, and he wants to go good. But I mean, it looked charming. It really did. It looked funny, and the animation style looks great. And yeah, when I showed it to my son after, he loved it. And then a couple times where I'm just chilling in the house, I'll hear him, I'll hear him watch that trailer, and I know it's that trailer because it's the Billie Eilish song, and he doesn't have like an iPod, he doesn't have like an Alexa to just turn on music. So he has a tablet, and I know he's watching that trailer because then he'll bring up like a part from that where he likes a part where the wolf starts wagging his tail right after he saves the old little lady from falling. So yeah, like that movie is caught my interest, and yeah, I'll be taking my oldest to go watch that movie. So yeah, that is my last honorable mention. That is my top anticipated list for this year, 2022. Now, just to recap, my movies, with number 10 is Creed 3, number 9, Ambulance, number 8, Sonic 2, number 7, Thor, Love and Thunder, number 6, Mission Impossible, number 5, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, number 4, Nope, number 3, Avatar 2, number 2, Jurassic World Dominion, and number 1, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, this is just my list. I'm sure everyone's list and your guys' lists are different. But yeah, let's talk about your guys' list, and let's see what you guys are most anticipated for this coming year. And that is it. That is my list, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Peace.